Welcome to the Best Miami Real Estate Podcast, where we highlight the hottest Miami new developments and showcase the very best luxury living here in the Magic City. I'm your host, Jennifer Nicole Lee, realtor, investor, and founder of The Best Miami Real Estate. In today's episode, we're spotlighting one of Miami's most anticipated new developments, Villa Miami. Rising in Edgewater, this ultra luxury residential tower is the result of a powerhouse collaboration featuring Mario Carbone and Jeff Zelaznik's Major Food Group, Charles & Co., ODP Architects, Terra, and 1000 Group. I'm thrilled to be joined today by my VIP guest, Sari Shapiro, who will share an insider's perspective on the vision, design, and lifestyle that make Villa Miami so extraordinary. Let's dive right in. Sari, we're so happy to have you here. Welcome, and we're going to learn all about Villa Miami.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Perfect. We're excited. There's so much to cover here, but I'm just going to put the ball in your court. Kind of tell us about this exquisite property and why really people should highly consider becoming a Villa Miami owner.
Yeah, so Villa Miami is a very unique product because it's a ultra luxury product that is coming into a time in Miami real estate where there's a lot of luxury, but there really isn't a lot of that next level of ultra luxury. And we are, from the location to the actual building itself, it's really a one of one product, location wise. We are the entire cul-de-sac at the end of the street in Edgewater on 29th Street, creating this panoramic water view from every single corridor of your home. You have two types of floor plans, which we really, we call villas in the sky. These are large format homes that are elevated. So you can either own 3,000 square feet, which is a half villa, or you can own the entire home in the sky for 6,000 interior square feet. And this product is really pick your price, pick your floor plan. Every single villa has direct bay and ocean views, direct east. And then, they flow through where you get sunrise and sunset from every single terrace. And then lastly, really the key players here, the visionaries, we have absolute all-stars. This is a Major Food Group branded building, so the hospitality is top tier.
Wait a
We
minute,
are
I'm ready.
curating. Oh, I love it, love it, love it.
This is for all the foodies out there. This is like a household brand, right? And I'm just so excited that now we're going to have that culinary gourmet experience from these
Yeah,
restaurateurs that have the elevated living. And it's not like you're just moving into a condo, but it is an activation from the food, the events, the
yeah.
entertainment. And that's what you really impressed upon me with our initial meeting. So I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, and it goes beyond so much more than culinary. Yes, we're going to have an incredible five-star Italian waterfront restaurant that will be run by MFG, but it's the white glove New York style service that's being infused, and where MFG is actually curating programming and thoughtful curated experiences and services from the moment that an owner wakes up on property till the moment they go to sleep. And then we have, of course, Terra, one of the top developers in the state. You have David Martin joining forces with 1000 Group, who's also done absolutely incredible work like 1000 Museum. And then ODP is the architects, like you said, Vicky Charles with iconic design, and Enzo Enea with the landscaping. So we really have a top tier team, which in this market, it really matters who's creating the product to make sure you're getting
Absolutely.
flying.
And what I love to also mention is the exoskeleton. It is so beautiful. I
Yeah,
love the design of it. And also we have to mention the helipad. It's something very unique and different
it
and
is.
very rare. So I want to bring this up. This is part of the presentation. When I saw this helipad, I said, this is incredible. This is exquisite. The architecture, tell me a little bit about the architecture, why this is very important, and how this is really setting the building apart.
Yeah, so the exoskeleton, it's really something that we find in a lot of the 1000 group buildings. Especially you can, look at 1000 Museum, but they really, or what we really wanted to do is create an exoskeleton that is iconic and stands out in the Miami skyline that will forever be noticeable amongst all the other buildings. So bringing in this really, really elegant, copper like color to give it this different look, but also, in terms of functionality, it maximizes the windows and the views of all the units. It allows us, to have the structural integrity without having to have pillars and take up space inside the unit for the residents. So it's very functional, but at the same time, it's a genuine piece of art.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I love how it is the Epicurean gourmet experience. And I got to say this word, I saw it in the presentation. I was there. Dionysian nights, those that just love the over the
Yeah.
top, just splendor of living. The glamour hounds are seeking out that cut above the rest. And I'm going to ask you, we talked about the vision, the lifestyle and experience. I'd like to know how you feel like this is so much more than just a residence, that this is a lifestyle. You can describe what a daily day in the life of being an owner there at Villa Miami. What would that be like from sunrise to sunset?
Totally. So, kind of walking you through a day in the life. In the morning, you can phone for your private butler and request a, fresh chocolate croissant or maybe a Siddell's New York bagel with fresh ground coffee that they bring right up to your residence and lay out a breakfast almost as if it's in room dining. And then, you can go to your home spa that's all on the fifth floor, have a treatment, have a facial, a massage, use the herbal steam room and the sauna and the facilities. Maybe have our wellness director set up a personal training session for you or a stretching session. And then when you're ready, you go back to, have a bubble bath in your incredible standalone tub with a view. And then you invite some friends over. Maybe they live in Miami Beach on the water on a boat. They can actually pull up to our transient dock and spend the afternoon with you, have lunch in your home restaurant where you have VIP owner seating. And you even have VIP private owner dining rooms. And then from there, maybe you want to catch the afternoon sun or, the early sunset and go to your Copper Club, which is our private owners club, which I know we'll get to. But while you're there, maybe the sommelier from Carbone, Miami Beach will come and do a wine tasting with a cheese pairing for your friends and just give you that programming curated elevated experience, that it's not just beautiful rooms that you're hanging out in, but we have
Right.
thoughtful programming for you to do within them. So these
Wow,
are
I would
this
just
is
have to chime in. You
day
know
in the
what,
life.
Sari, you brought that to life. I felt like I was in a movie just visualizing it. And, as a luxury realtor, and I've seen a lot of showrooms and a lot of presentations, but I feel like this has that 5D, that heaviness to you. Like when you walk in there, you feel like you're walking into a movie, you're walking into another timeline. You feel like this is truly a 5-star experience every day of the week, not just during the holidays, but like every day feels like a holiday, like a special occasion. And that's what you feel when you go to Carbone's. That's what you feel when you go to a major food group,
Correct.
restaurant, location. And as a foodie myself and loving the best of the best, to take that restaurant experience, but to infiltrate that and infuse that into an everyday experience on the edge of the water in Edgewater with the boating. And there's also this land, air, and sea theme.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that lifestyle here at Villa Miami.
So land, air, and seas. We always tell our owners we have made so much built into this building for them, harped on the lifestyle that they really never have to leave. But when they do, they can very easily come and go by land, air, and sea. So by land, we have 2 private house cars. They can take with private chauffeurs that they're able to go anywhere in a 7-mile radius. This covers all of Miami Beach, most of the Miami mainland, and then even additional to the 7 miles, any public or private airport. And then by air, like you mentioned, we have the helipad. This is a huge deal. This is the second approved helipad in the city. So when you're really talking about something that's world class, this is, you know, extremely exclusive, whether you ever use that amenity or not. The only other one to date is 1000 Museum. And then by sea, we have a grandfathered in dock with transient boat slip. So it's a pickup drop off situation, which is really nice, a nice perk for the owners and their guests. And then with the sea, we actually have a yacht club. So we are developing an app. We'll have a fleet of boats from small nautical boats to large yachts. You literally click what boat you want and which marina you want to be picked up at, and you're going to have an absolutely curated experience by Major Food Group with a captain, a steward, all F&B that is designed by MFG to service you on the water.
Yes. I love that. Wow. I mean, my head is exploding with so much joy. I love the visuals that you're painting for us. And again, there's a lot of fancy buildings here in Miami and they have the boat accessibility, but not the service, not the white
Right.
glove, not someone to help you. There's just a boat dock. Oh, that's great. But you're having someone to lend that hand. And going back to the Copper Club, and by the way, you know, being a literary artist, having published books, I'm very into materials and books. And I have to say, just by seeing the marketing alone, you know this is an exquisite project. Look at the
Yes.
foil right there. I mean, I pick up on things like this, that attention to detail that you're going to get just from being an owner here at Villa Miami. And just to know that we're also on the 6th floor. A lot of times with new development, is the building going to be built? When are they going to break ground? There's 6 floors and it's being built very fast. So that's
Right
great news as
now,
well.
we're like at 8 floors.
Oh,
We're
wow. Okay.
doing a
Yeah.
floor a week.
That's just like in 2 weeks. I
Yeah,
think, yeah. That is
crazy.
great. Tell me about the Copper Club because this has really piqued everyone's interest that's watching around the world. Tell us more about this.
Yeah, so the Copper Club is our private version of like Azizi's Club, private members club, if you will. And if you're familiar with Zizi's, you know, they have a very long wait list through Major Food Group. And the reason why is because it's very exclusive and also just, you know, brings in this curated top level notch of everything of service to culinary, etc. And what we decided to do is create a private members club that you cannot buy your way in. There is no price tag. The only way you can be a member is if you own a villa. So it's going to be super exclusive, 64 owners only to date, and it's going to be within our amenity floors. And there you're just going to have all sorts of curated experiences. We have a swanky bar, all made out of marble, a lounge, an owner's lounge overlooking the bay. It's almost like you live on a cruise because almost all the places you hang out in the Copper Club, you can see the water. And it's a place where you can, in the morning, bring your laptop and sit at the marble, you know, bar and work from there with a nice coffee. But like I was saying, and the afternoon, maybe there's going to be a sommelier doing a wine tasting with a cheese pairing for you and your friends as an aperitif before you head down to your home restaurant for, you know, dinner. Um, You'll have the butler who you have rapport with that's in the room. And if you love a bottle and you want to purchase it, they can go stock it in your wine fridge upstairs so you don't even need to get up and you can continue enjoying the views. So
Wow. I
just
love that.
creating that flow and that curated experience of a lifestyle that's far beyond just beautiful spaces that you're hanging out in is something we're giving to our owners.
Incredible. I love that. You know, Mario Carbone and Jeff Zelaznik of Major Food Group, they really gone above and beyond, and they say a celebration of life at the highest level. And that's what you're getting. You can go to any fancy restaurant, but sometimes when you go there, you mentioned the word rapport. You don't feel like that white glove elevated service. You feel like you're almost like you're a headache to them. You're a nag. You don't want to ask too much, but you're thinking, wait a minute, they're working for us. This is where it's true, that VIP service. And that's what you're going to get from being an owner here. Let's talk a little bit again about the decor because it's very big. You mentioned the beautiful designer who is just above and beyond on a global level, huge, known so well. Um, tell us more about the designer. She's amazing.
Yes. So Vicky
Vicky.
Charles from Charles and Co. She, you know, is actually the visionary for Soho House design.
Oh,
She really works with large estates and villas around the
mhm,
world.
mhm.
And we're very lucky to have her because she'll actually, this is the only building in Miami that she's designing all the interiors, not only of the kind of common spaces, but also of the villas themselves. Every material she has meticulously picked out. And what is so exciting, especially to our buyers who have purchased, is that this is completely different than anything we've seen to date in the ultra luxury or luxury space in Miami. Most of Miami is always white, chrome,
Yes,
cream,
yes.
and her look and feel is rich and opulent. It plays with textures and metals and stones, marbles, woods. You're never going to just see a white wall that's painted
Right.
just painted white. Everything has, wallpaper on it or sconces or paneling, and it's really this richness from the inside out, and it kind of really emulates the type of opulent that we're providing on the service side as well. So it's pretty incredible. And of course, we have like Mario Carbone's kitchen that the two of them worked to design a genuine chef's kitchen with La Cornu
Yes.
gas range and
Yes.
all of that. So it's pretty spectacular on a design
Yes, this is amazing. I'm glad you mentioned that. And yeah, Vicky is phenomenal. Sometimes when you're looking at presentations, you just like cringe. You're thinking, oh no, this is such a beautiful property. They're doing that to these walls and interiors. This is
Yeah.
so warm and inviting, and it's classic, but also modern at the same time. And you want to continue in the building. You don't want to leave. It actually is it hypnotizes you. Going on to the kitchen, very iconic stoves and also the pot filler for all of the pasta lovers because we're going to be breaking out our pasta sauce there.
Yeah, totally.
Which is amazing. And it is so beautiful. I love also the fluted shaded glass so you can see what's
Yeah.
inside but not all the way. And it's so thinking of a chef, a true chef's kitchen. I love to cook. I'm a foodie, like I said. Italian immigrant parents, I mean, we were raised in the kitchen. I love how he made the kitchen the heart of your home, not just somewhere where there's the kitchen with some nice appliances. No, this is like totally thought out, the feng shui
And
of
then
it.
natural
Incredible.
gas, which is a big deal. There's only around five buildings in the whole city that have the capability to have
Yes.
natural gas and a walk-in pantry. That's a literal 8-foot room. You only see that in large single family homes. So
Yeah.
having that is also incredible in the chef's kitchen.
That is amazing. Absolutely love that. And let's talk about also location, 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 because Edgewater is a hot spot, but it's not as concentrated and saturated, say, as Brickell or other places. And it is very much the center or the soul of Miami because you can get anywhere, but you have those unobstructed views, which are so hard to find. And this is going to be a forever view because absolutely nothing can be built on the side or the in front of Villa Miami, which is very spectacular. Tell a little bit more about the location.
Yeah, so I mean, Edgewater has so much development, as many of us
Mhm,
can see
mhm.
it driving by. Our New Yorkers, they reference it as the Lower East Side because you wake up to the best views of the city. But instead of being in like a transient Miami Beach where it's touristy and you have a lot of movement, here you can easily connect, in 10 minutes, jump on the highway to get to the airport or to go to your office. You could shoot down Biscayne and easily access the arts and entertainment district. The best shopping and Michelin star restaurants are in Design District. So you're just so much more in the epicenter of mainland Miami, but you don't have to sacrifice the view. And I think that's the big appeal about Edgewater. There's almost no more land on the direct bay, so this is just really a special product because most of real estate, it always starts on the water with development and then it flows west. But Edgewater was kind of a different flip. You have like Wynwood and more inland development. And now Edgewater's like this last gem that I won't say it's untouched because it's fully touched now, but this last opportunity to buy something truly protected on the water. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Sorry, so well put. I want to go back to the kitchen real quick because I was able to get a rendering. I just love this moss
Yes.
green that Mario I think he chose this color, and you also have an
Yes,
ivory, but this is just so
mhm.
beautiful. I know I want to
Yeah,
show
the
our
green
viewers real
lacquer.
quick. This is beautiful because you have a true chef's kitchen. You have the hood, the gas range, the Cornell, which is incredible, a large island. You have two
Let's
sinks,
bring it
correct?
up.
You have the vegetable sink and also the, yeah, here it is. You have a
Yeah,
vegetable sink and the main sink, correct? For the
yes,
true chef experience.
floor.
And then the amazing views. This is incredible. And the flooring. So tell us why he felt that was important to put a large island again and also the double sink.
Yeah, so to have the chef's kitchen, you really need a large island to be able to prep and have different stations to cook, and countertops. Also going with the Taj Mahal, which is great. So if you spill or are using red sauce or wine, it's not going to stain. It's a very durable material. And then, to have the different sinks, of course, you have like your prep, where you can deal with things like raw chicken, and then using your main sink
Yeah.
for cleaning. So
I
just
have a
everything
vegetable sink.
really well thought out.
You need it, and with kids and family and extra everybody hanging out in the kitchen. Let's talk about the
Mhm.
bathrooms real quick before we go into our next topic. I love the sunken in bathtub, very important. This is a true luxury bathroom because you have the smart water closet, you have the double vanities, you have the sunken in bathtub, and it really is, you feel like you're walking into a five-star spa, but it's your own
Yes.
bathroom. Tell us more about this.
The onyx porcelain is really special. It runs up the walls. It's supposed to resemble, the waves in the bay, giving you kind of those lines and that symmetry. You have the vanities that are actually custom designed by Vicky Charles. They're very well thought out. So the mirrors, they actually open up for additional storage, like medicine cabinets. The sconces are built in and included for extra lighting, and then the trash is actually built into the cabinetry. So you don't just have like a trash can on the side of your bathroom. So
Thank
very
you.
thoughtful design, and it's all included in the villa as well. But to have that thoughtful cabinetry by Vicky is really, really unique.
Yes. So it's like that seamless design. So you have the medicine cabinets that pop out, put your vitamins and beautiful beauty creams behind, hidden. The
Mhm.
bath, the waste bin is hidden as well. For everyone that's like
Right.
OCD like me, you want everything clean and beautiful. And I love the floor to ceiling marble. How exquisite. And that view from your sunken in bathtub. Again, you don't want to leave. This has been amazing. I know we could go on and on and on. Is there
Wow.
anything that you want to share as we wrap up our podcast with our global international viewers? Anything you want to really kind of share about this property?
Yeah, just kind of an update of where we are now.
Hmm.
We are 65% sold,
Wow.
entering, Miami selling season. And, this is really the best time to get in before, the building is fully up in the air. We're on floor 8. This is probably the most secure time too, because you actually get to watch the building come to life and watch your investment and your home come to life. We have an incredible, group of residents here already. The community is shaping out to be something really, really special and curated. So, yeah, if you are interested, our pricing starts at 5.3 million for the half floors on the north side and goes up from there. Yeah, I'd be happy to do a private presentation anytime.
Perfect. I can't thank you enough. Sorry. It's been such a
Thank
pleasure. For
you.
everyone that's watching, please, time is of the essence. It's not only location, it's timing. The time is now 65% sold. If you're serious, please reach out. We're here to help you. And again, if you're out of state, out of the country, we're more than happy to do a Zoom. And I want to thank Sorry for your time. It's been amazing chatting with you. And this
Likewise.
is an exquisite property. It's one of my favorite ones. I shouldn't really have favorites as a realtor, but I have to say this
You
one
can have
really
favorites.
just okay, I do. I mean, I already was like a big Carbone fan. Who isn't, right?
There you go.
And incredible Chateau ZZ's and Sedell. So here now you can go and enjoy all of this in your own abode with endless water views, with exceptional VIP service, and those Dionysian nights. Don't forget those as well.
Amazing. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Sorry. Have a great rest of your day. And everyone, until next time, live in luxury. Thank you so much. Bye bye.